Right, hello, lads and lasses, and welcome back to Boys Down Under, where today it is match day as Celtic travel to Pittodrie, and what is shaping up to be a very promising and interesting clash, one that I am certainly looking forward to watching. Before we go any further though, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. But without further ado, let's get into it. So as the title suggests, we do have some Josip Juranovic news that I do want to cover prior to getting into the match preview. As reported by Fabrizio Romano, who is the most trustworthy journo in the business in terms of transfer news, he has a podcast called the Here We Go podcast based off his infamous saying, "Here we go," which he says when a player is about to move clubs. It's a long story, but you get the gist. And he brought up our Croatian fireball, Josip Juranovic, in his podcast, stating that Leicester are actually interested, but not only Leicester, and that a number of top European clubs are tracking him. He then further goes on to say Juranovic's price will be between 10 to 15 million euros, which is 8.5 to 12.5 roughly million pounds. Then he elaborates even further, going on to say that Juranovic will have the opportunity to explore moves in the summer, with a number of top teams wanting to make that opportunity for him. And look, I'll be dead honest. I don't disagree with the fact that there are probably a number of top clubs looking at Josip Juranovic. He is a star footballer. He's incredible, and he is still getting better each and every week for the club. And at 26 years old, he's entering the prime of his career and is still in the first year of a 5-year deal at Celtic. He's the Croatian national team right back. What more do you want from him? So I don't doubt there is interest. But I don't see him leaving. Not unless a mammoth offer comes in. And by mammoth, I'm talking upwards of 20 million pounds, not euros, pounds. And he has got so much more to offer at this club, and he has so much quality to show, that I don't see anyone in the club thinking he is worth less than 20 million pounds. And honestly, if an offer comes in for 20 million pounds, I say listen to it, but I don't say accept it. If someone's willing to offer 20 million pounds, and it is a Premier League club, or even any of the top clubs in Europe, they would be willing to offer 5-10 million more, without a doubt. Celtic could easily get a record transfer fee for Juranovic in the summer, considering he still has 4 years left on a contract and is, like I said, entering the prime of his career. But regardless, we are now into the match preview mini rant over. So Celtic is set to take on Aberdeen away from home, and that is tonight for you folk in the UK and tomorrow morning for us lot down here. And look, we Celtic have been absolutely unstoppable, and so unstoppable that I have to bring out a Boys Down Under fun fact. And it is another one that boggles the mind when you first hear it. However, when you start to think about it, you realise it actually makes a lot of sense. So since the loss to Bayer Leverkusen in the Europa League, Celtic have only been behind for 1 minute in all matches of football since that time, in all competitions. And that minute was in the League Cup final against Hibs. So apart from that, Celtic have not been losing a match, apart from 1 minute out of, I think it is around 1,450 minutes altogether. And that's all you need to know about our form. Without a doubt, that is the telling thing. We have been relentless, sitting on top of the ladder, 1 point clear of Rangers, and we shall not be moved. As for Aberdeen, they have not won in their past 4 matches, 2 draws and 2 losses, and are in real need of a result against Celtic. They sit 7th on the ladder, 1 point off Dundee United with a game in hand. But as for injuries and suspensions, the home team are set to be without Michael Devlin, Andrew Considine and Marley Watkins. Also, Adam Montgomery should not take part in this match due to loan rules. He can't play his parent club unless Celtic decided not to include that in the clause. We'll have to wait and see there, but it is very unlikely Monty will feature against Celtic. However, it is very likely that former captain Scott Brown will in fact feature. He was dropped last match for Aberdeen, but it's believed he will be put back into the starting lineup. Now, as for the Celts, we welcome back Nir Baton from suspensions, but the injury list remains the same. Kyogo, David Turnbull, Yusuke Itaguchi, Albion Ayedi, Karamoko, Johnny Kenny all miss out on this match. And likely no one picked up any fresh knocks in the Motherwell clash. And that leads us into the lineup prediction. Now, we know Pittodrie is a hard place to go. and it isn't a place we should take lightly. It isn't a fixture we should take lightly. However, the form we're in, it's not, I wouldn't say the form we're in, but from the lineup last match, there is going to be some changes, especially considering we have a Scottish Cup match on the weekend, which should be a lot easier than this match. I don't want to jinx anything, but I certainly think a match against Aberdeen away from home will certainly be a lot easier than Wraith Rovers at home. But I am going for, in the lineup, Joe Hart in net. Then at right back, our fireball, Josip Juranovic, to replace Tony Ralston, who started against Motherwell. Then as the two centre-backs, I've got Cameron Carter-Vickers and Carl Starfelt. Then at left-back, I feel Taylor's going to get the nod again. Andrew's been praising him all week in the media. And I feel Andrew will want to get the most out of him before the weekend, where I feel he will get a rest and Liam Scales will come in then. Then into the midfield trio, we have got Kalmack, Rio, and Rogic. I don't think Andrew will want to change his midfield, especially considering he can rest them this weekend. I think might as well just let's keep him out there for a good solid 60 to 80 minutes. Not 60, like 70 to 90 minutes. Just get him to give it all and start him on the bench on the weekend. Not each one, but we have enough depth right now. We can afford some changes. Then into the front three, I'm going on the left wing with Jota. He got a rest last game. He's got to start this one. And we need him to be firing on all cylinders. Then I've got Abada on the right-hand side. I think Andrew will be telling him to give it everything he's got in this match, and he'll give him a rest on Sunday or Saturday. And that's in my eyes. I think it will be Abada this game and then Forrest the next. Then as the starting striker, I'm personally going with Dyson Maeda. Look, I think it will be a similar situation to the rest of the team. Dyson will start today and then we'll play GG on the weekend. However, it could certainly be vice versa, and we could see Georges Giacomakis start this match and Dyson Maeda come on with maybe 20-30 minutes to go. But that leads us into the final score predictions. And look, last time we played away at Pittodrie, we snuck away with a 2-1 win. Jota scoring in the final 10 minutes to win the match. And look, I'm hoping this match will go a lot smoother than that, because that was absolutely nerve-wracking. It was in a time where we were in quite shaky form. But this time is different, because Aberdeen need to try and score goals. They've been very poor recently at finding the back of the net. And if they do go out and try and score, Celtic can play their usual game of, counter-attacking and ball. I certainly don't expect them to sit back like a lot of other teams would and put 11 men behind the ball. But anything is possible. And Pittodrie is a very hard stadium to go and get a result at. Now, the danger men are Ramirez, Calvin Ramsey, and Lewis Ferguson. Ramirez, if you give him a sniff of goal, he will take that opportunity. So Starfelt and CCV will need to shut him down. More specifically, Starfelt. We cannot be affording loose chances to go begging. We know how some of the strikers are in the league, like Liam Boyce, like Christian Ramirez. We can't be letting them have shots on goal because honestly, I'm not saying Joe Hart's a bad goalkeeper, but they're good enough that they take the goalkeeper out of the equation. Calvin Ramsey, defensively, he's very, very solid. He got on the nerves of Jota last time out, and he's so dangerous on the dead ball, so we cannot be giving away cheap fouls and cheap corners, especially cheap fouls that are in dangerous areas. Then Lewis Ferguson, he just always seems to score against Celtic. It's just a common sight nowadays. So yeah, that's just Lewis Ferguson in a nutshell. But however, we have improved leaps and bounds since the last time we played against Aberdeen. So hopefully both times we've played Aberdeen this season, they've been 2-1 scorelines. Something we will need to hopefully make a lot easier for ourselves, and something I can expect to happen. Now, because scoring goals won't be an issue, we have scored 7 in our last 2 matches, and in those last 2 matches, we've also conceded 0. It's just a matter of keeping up that form. If we go out against Aberdeen and we continue that form we had against Rangers, against Motherwell, I have no doubt in my eyes we will go and we will win 3 or 4-0. But it's about sticking to the game plan and not letting, the mentality sneak in that we're 2 goals up, it's all clear sails from here, because it's not. We've seen in so many games, Celtic have been 2-0 up, a team scores 1, and we are under the pump for the final 20-30 minutes. We need to be getting at least 3-0 ahead to be feeling at least any bit comfortable. I think that will be the nail in the coffin, 3-0, and it's recently seems what's happened in the last few games. We've been 3-0 up at half-time against Rangers, against Motherwell. Saw out the matches without a doubt. That's proper Ange ball. The first half, we absolutely decimate our opponents. We finished the game in the first half, so the second half, the work is so much easier for the players and they don't have to bust a gut trying to find a late winner. And for that reason, I'm going to predict a 3-0 win away from home. I'm saying Tom Rogic to score, Dyson Maeda to score, and let's say Jota as well. I think Jota might get a goal back, his first since returning from injury. And I'll be honest with you guys, I can easily see this game ending at, not ending, but being finished at halftime 3-0, and Celtic just seeing out the game in the second half. But that is all from me. So remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave in the comments below your final score prediction. And yeah, until next time, hail, hail.